Hey fam, okay, let's change this outdated kitchen into something more modern on a budget. I will share the details of everything I use in the description, but we're going with this black cabinet with gold hardware. We're also adding some gold accents to the existing appliances just for more of a modern look without having to buy new appliances. All right, so here are the cabinets, a closer look. Not too many, but the outdated look is killing me. So we're going to use a few things. We're going to use a degreaser. We're going to use some Windex. We're going to use a X-Acto knife, a 300 grit sandpaper, a very thin angled brush. I am not using the brush that comes with the Nuvo cabinet paint because I'm keeping my cabinet doors on, and I'm using a few smaller brushes that I purchased outside of the kit in order to really get the lines around the hardware so I don't have to take them off. So just trying to be very precise. I was going to tape the hardware off and use the X-Acto knife to shape it, and kind of like the Nuvo video does, if you guys have seen that. But I just thought, let me just take a very thin brush, go around the hardware, and just avoid having to take the doors off. So first step, we're gonna sand our cabinets down with this 300 grit sandpaper. This did not come in the Nuvo kit, so I purchased it separately. And just making sure I am moving the sandpaper or the sand block in the direction of the wood grain. And so I'm just going all throughout the entire kitchen cabinets, front and back of the doors, because I'm painting both sides, and just making sure I get a real good roughened surface. You definitely have to take your time with this because it's a process, especially if you have a larger cabinet. So next thing, I'm spraying the degreaser on to kind of clean any debris from the cabinets. I am wearing a mask. This is something I had to learn to make sure I'm covering up because some of these products are really toxic, and I just need to make sure that, one, I have a mask on, and two, I have some ventilation with the windows or doors open. So I'm just doing a second pass since I've sanded everything down with this degreaser to really clean the cabinets. And you can't see the bottom, the lower cabinets in this clip, but doing those too. Next up, using this vinegar-based Windex. I'll link it in the description if you guys haven't seen this one, but this is just to do another pass to wipe any additional residue, any debris that might be still on the cabinets. Again, the lower is that you guys can't see, but yes. So next thing, I'm taping off the cabinet. So I'm taping off like the microwave so that paint doesn't get there, and then the edges where the wall is. So you can't see some of it, but you'll see parts of it, as far as just taping off any area around the cabinets that you might get paint on, or you want a clean line. And again, I was going to tape off the hardware and the inside as well, but because I use a super thin paintbrush to get around those corners, I didn't need to. And I didn't record the part where I started going around the hardware inside the cabinets, but let me know if you guys have any questions or kind of want to see that process. But all I did was take a super thin paintbrush, and it took a little longer, but I wanted it to be precise without me having to remove the cabinet doors. Another thing I learned from the Nuvo demonstration video is when you're taping off your areas around your cabinets, make sure you press down very firmly, and also double the tape. So 2 layers of the painter's tape when you're marking off your cabinets. Okay, so here is a look of me applying the first layer of paint. This here, again, I did not use the brush that Nuvo provided. This brush here is one of the brushes that I purchased from, I think Home Depot or Lowe's. So it's just smaller, and again, it makes the process go a little slower. However, it's a little more precise. So this is one of the brushes I use to get around the edges, but right there where the hardware is, I actually use a thinner brush to start that layer, so I can make sure that I'm not getting paint on the hardware. This is just a closer look of that. And I'll link the brushes I use so you kind of know what size I did for this part here, what size brush I used. So once I did I think 3 layers for the cabinets, once it dried for 24 hours, I went ahead and drilled holes and installed my hardware. I will link again these handles. I got them from Amazon. And this is just a look as I finished up this side of the kitchen. Again, I did 3 layers of paint. It's looking good. I love the black. The hardware is just I was gonna do nickel, the satin silver, but then I decided to do gold. The process of drilling the holes is one in its own, because you guys know, if you've seen my older video, the handles were not as straight as they should have been, and actually had some help with that. I didn't do it myself, so this time I wanted to make sure that the handles were straight and not wonky. So yeah, now moving on to this other side of the kitchen, doing the same thing. And again, because I use smaller brushes, it took a little bit longer, but I wanted to be precise, so I used this brush to get around the edges, and then eventually towards the middle of a lot of the pieces, I used the roller brush that Nuvo provided in the kit to kind of get, for my second and third layers, to get a real smooth, real even coat. And for these drawers here, the drawers are pulled out. You can't really tell from the clip, but they are pulled out, so they're not closed shut, because the paint would stick together, but they're pulled out slightly. And then once this dried, I just removed these drawers completely so I can do the frame of the cabinets on this side. These look so good. You can see the color changing from the base color, that orangey. We all know, we all see it. I know you guys, if you're watching this, have probably seen other makeover videos. I did Nuvo cabinet paint on an older kitchen, but I used white at the time, and for some reason I just didn't want to do white again. I mean, it wasn't very hard to clean with the white ones, but I just wanted a different look. I wanted something a little more luxurious, and I thought the black with the gold hardware would give me that. So this took me, I don't know, about maybe 48 hours in total, just taking breaks and taking my time and letting the paint dry thoroughly in between coats. You're supposed to let it dry about, I think, 2 to 3 hours in between each coat, so that part takes a lot. And then once you're completely done, you have to actually just read the directions in your Nuvo cabinet paint. If you decide to use this product, you have to handle your cabinets delicately for 14 days so the paint can cure, to avoid any scratches or anything that will mess up your paint job. So this is how it looks at the end, and I have to drill the holes in here, but this is how it looks before I drill the holes up close. I really love how the wood grain looks with the black. It's super cute. It looks super professional. I'm so excited with this process. Close up. Okay, so the gold, so because this house has some older appliances, I like the white, but I wanted to add some gold accents to go with the gold hardware. So I taped off the appliances where I wanted to spray paint gold, and I'm going to show you the spray paint that I used. This here is bare metallic gold. It's gloss. So just make sure again that you tape off any areas that you don't want to get spray paint on. Recommend that you put a drop cloth down. I did not, but I was just super careful, and I had the time to like really dedicate to making sure that paint wasn't getting all over the place. So here I just taped off so I can do the stove handle, the microwave handle, and then the top portion of the dishwasher. These are just what I felt would look the nicest as far as little hints of gold on the appliances. I was going to invest in some new appliances for this property, but I'm going to wait on that because these, while they look outdated, they still work pretty good, and I wanted to save some money. So yeah. So when I pull the painter's tape off, you guys will see how clean it looks. But I'm super satisfied with this project. I hope you guys like it. I hope it inspires you to make your kitchen a little more beautiful, or just renovate on a budget, because you can truly do that. You don't need to spend a ton of money to make your place look cuter, more modern, or whatever aesthetic you're going for. You can do it on a budget. And that's like one of the reasons I started my channel, is doing or just showing what I do at home anyway, or what I do, you know, project wise on a day-to-day. Like, I'm always doing something creative, and people are always amazed at, you know, the fact that I was able to do it. So I like to share my projects so that it can inspire somebody else. And this is the close-up look. Like, it looks super cute. Honestly, it looks like these appliances came like this. I love it, and they'll do until I'm able to get new appliances. Again, they work perfectly, and if something happens where they don't work, I can just use a warranty to get them replaced. But for now, these look super, super cute. I'm happy with the black, gold, white look that the kitchen has going on. And I don't know, let me know what you guys think. This is just a close-up look of everything. Boom, boom. I'll let you guys watch the transition before and after one more time. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and stay tuned for my next video.